Hey guys, and welcome to part 3 of the Sonic Generations 3DS playthrough. This time round we're going through the modern era, which is weird because these levels are actually about 5 years apart from each other. We have Water Palace from Sonic Rush, our only fully handheld entry into the series, or into the game I should say, which again you'd think would have made up the entire thing, and I think that was the plan initially, but no, we ended up with just one, although the background looks a lot more like Apotos from Sonic Unleashed. I mean, this is kind of what the background did look like in Sonic Rush. It's just that, you know, it's in 3D now, so it all looks a lot more like Apotos, Wimmelisle, whatever you want to call it. That's it, modern Sonic's version of this stage is okay. You kind of want to try and stay out of the water as much as possible to get the S rank here. Not possible with Classic Sonic. Yeah, so Modern Sonic got the stomp at the end of the last part. The problem is, it is mapped to this. You perform it in virtually the same way as the wall jump. So you press B, you have to hold down. I don't know why you can't just hold down. Why that can't just activate the stomp. No, you gotta hold down and press B. Or A, I think either of them works. But you also perform the wall jump in a very similar way. Or the air dash. You've got to make sure you're holding down. But he does run on water. In fact, he actually slides on water. Which is unusual. You want to try and boost into these paddles. I don't know what you call them, but that's the best way to get as much speed as you can. From here on out, you're going to want to try and stay out of the water as best as you can. Jump there. And I did not know that I could air boost there to take a shortcut. The very last bits of both of these acts can get quite annoying. It's very hard. It can be quite difficult to actually get to the goal. They will have some way of sending you backwards. Modern Sonic isn't too bad. It's Classic Sonic where it gets really annoying. And it's all because of one jump right at the end, and I really do mean right at the end of the act. But Classic Sonic's rendition of Water Palace, I'm not a fan of. Mainly because this time you actually have to go into the water. And, well, let's face it, water in a Sonic game is never a good thing. Because you move painfully slow, you can only stay underwater for so long. You have these things. The speed in which you spin it around and the bubbles move will vary depending on how quickly you approach the thing. So if you spin dash into it, you're going to go really fast. If you just walk into it very slowly, it's going to take forever. So don't do that. Whatever you do, don't walk into it. Actually, you have to press the buttons with Classic Sonic. They don't automatically come out. I'll try and make sure you don't overshoot that. Yeah, you might be able to make that with just one bubble, I'm not sure. Or at least if you jump for the middle one, maybe. Oh, I hate the placement of that robot so much. I run into that robot every single time. I say run. I fall into that robot every single time. It does get really annoying. Now, why can't I run on water here? Classic Sonic can run on water. We could do it in Hydro City Zone. And now we have this giant flapper, which I don't remember from the actual Water Palace. I know I don't commit it to memory since I don't really like Sonic Rush, but even so. I do not remember a giant flapper here. So many spikes. And electrified enemies. It's a good thing they don't electrify all of the water. This is exciting! Ow! Falling debris. Takes a while, this part. I don't even think that this is avoidable. I think you have to go through all of this. Wait for it to bash through the wall. Having attack it when it's not sending out all of the electricity. And then conveniently that will clear the path. You can't make sure you hit the switch first though. Wait for it to come back. Hit the switch, grab the mine balloon thing that rises when you're on it, which seems a bit backwards to me. Out we go, and this part's annoying. Because it will most likely, you're going to fall down and be sent back here and go and make your way around again. And it's all because of the final jump. So you'll get up here. Gonna make it over this. This is simple enough. But then what can catch you off guard is that pit right there. It's not a bottomless pit, but it's very easy to fall down and you're going to make your way back up again. And that's going to cost you your S rank. Both acts of Water Palace, but especially Act 2, are also filled with bottomless pits at the bottom, which makes sense. Sonic Rush, a lot of the time, didn't really have any level design. It was pretty much just a massive bottomless pit below you. Why not? It's Dimps. That seems to be what they do. They either throw spikes everywhere, throw enemies everywhere that you're not going to know are there, or just fill the level with bottomless pits. That's why I don't really like the Dimps games. I'm not a fan of the advanced games. I haven't played the third one, and that seems to be the worst with it. But that was everywhere in the latter half of Advance 1 and Advance 2. Didn't like that. Didn't like it in Rush. Rush Adventure wasn't so bad. And Colors DS is just as good as the Wii game, so that's fine. I mean, this is fine. It's a bit on the empty side, but this is fine. But it's like, all of Dimp's earlier Sonic games, not really a fan. Don't like the advanced games that much. 1 and 2 anyway. I don't like Rush. Can't say anything for Pocket Adventure. Right, our final... No, this is not a final. Our penultimate special stage. The key thing you want to do here is that when you run into these dash pads, you won't lose any boost. You'll just keep going. So you want to try and get the boost. You are going to want to keep your boost meter as full as possible, though, because once you're at level 3, that's when you go at your fastest. With each bar that's your boost meter enters, the faster you're going to go. And then we have it once again. I just want to listen to the music, damn it. This is great music, and I can't listen to any of it because I keep ending the special stage right when it gets to the good bit. It's really annoying. I just want to listen to that awesome music. Which is more than can be said for what's coming up next. With Water Palace done, it is now time for our final level of the game. Tropical Resort from Sonic Colors. Now, why do I say that I'm not a fan of the music here? Well, in Act 1's case, I like Tropical Resort's music. The thing is, this isn't a remix. This is just Tropical Resort Act 1's music. Right from the Wii version of Sonic Colors. I cannot tell any difference. I listened to them back to back. Actually, back to back was the name of the song from Water Palace, but I listened to them back to back. And I cannot tell the difference back to back, whether it's the whole thing or just in bits and pieces. I listen to a bit of the original, I listen to a bit here. I cannot tell any difference in the slightest between this version and the original song. I wouldn't be surprised if it actually is 1-to-1. If they run out of time, couldn't come up with one more remix. That might explain Radical Highway. It's a good thing I like this. It's a good thing I like Tropical Resort's music. Otherwise, I could deem this as the worst song. But no, we have Radical Highway Act 2 for that. So we have the Burst Wisp. So this was a Wisp that was, for a long time, this was the handheld exclusive Wisp. It was only in the DS version of Colors, the 3DS version of Generations, the 3DS version of Lost World. It wasn't until Sonic Forces where we started using this thing on a console game. Unless you count the Switch. Now, unfortunately, unlike Sonic Colors, both versions of Sonic Generations, the Wisps are mandatory. This isn't too bad, because I hate the Spikes Wisp in Sonic Generations. I mean, I'm not a fan of it in Sonic Colors that much. I find it a bit awkward. But the one in Generations, the Planet Wisp, was horrible. And this is where we have repetitive level design. But one thing I really do like about Tropical Resort is that Act 1 is based off of the DS version, whereas Act 2 is based off of the Wii version. And that's really nice. I actually really like that. I kind of wish that with the console version you have Rooftop Run, if you couldn't maybe base one act on the PS2 and Wii version, the other acts on the 360 PS3 version, I think that would have been really cool. But sadly I didn't do that. Or maybe one version based off the night stage, one version based off the day stage. And I did not know you could do this. If you have the burst wisp, you hit one of these fireworks, it sends you launching up into the air. I did not know you could do this. I've always just never had the wisp, so I have to do that. Homing attack onto the rocket, it will blow up. Your homing attack onto the next rocket. But I did not know you could get up there through the burst wisp. That was something I discovered for the first time there. Yeah, that was Tropical Resort. No hang glider. There was a hang glider section on the on Sonic Colors DS. I think there was also a hang glider section in one of the Rush games, and that's what it's based on. Because Sonic Colors DS is essentially Sonic Rush 3. You could say this is Sonic Rush 4 to an extent, but like Sonic Colors on DS, it adds a few things to the modern gameplay. Like it has the stomp, it has the wall jump, it has an actual homing attack. But otherwise, it's the third Rush game without Blaze. But now we have Tropical Resort Act 2, and I will say, I love the guitar riff at the beginning of this sax music. I love the guitar, but sadly once the rest of the music kicks in, I actually find it quite ear-grating. I'm really not a fan of this remix. I mean, it doesn't sound identical to the original, so I'll give it that. But I don't like this. I love the guitar at the beginning, don't like the rest of it. And Mono Sonic's wisp for Tropical Resort is the laser! Which was really the simplest wisp of them all, so there's not really much to talk about with this. Right, getting all the shortcuts here is needed for the S rank. It's quite a tight one, this one. So try not to do that. Luckily I still have an air boost. This level can actually be pretty fun to go through really fast, but there's one section that we're going to get to soon that can throw you right into a bottomless pit if you're not careful. And by not careful, I mean you're probably not going to know about it the first time. You know, classic dimps, that's what they do. Sonic Advance in a nutshell. You're not going to know about it until it's there, until you've already died to it. So, go back there. The rings do clue you in, but otherwise it's going to send you right into that pit. What are these things? But aside from that, this act is actually pretty fun to go through really quickly. That part can be annoying. Now, if you don't get up there your first time, you're going to struggle to stay up there. Or you're going to struggle to get back up there, I should say. That's what I want to say. Got our corkscrew. Because I think there was a few of these in Tropical Resort. Or was it just the same thing in multiple acts? And that's what it was. Right, you can't boost here for some reason. Though it's probably a good thing. Got these random meteors falling down that are going to start destroying all the grind rails, so just make sure you avoid where it's actually hitting the rail. It doesn't break the rail in any way. Narrowly avoided that one at the end. Luckily that Ferris wheel doesn't come to life and attack us. And that is that. That is all the main stages S-ranked. Sonic! Ha! Thanks, Sonic! Pretty cool, isn't it? It's got a boost. You'll be able to do it pretty soon too. Don't worry, Classic Sonic does not get a boost in the game. They're not that similar to each other, thank God. And that is every level restored. It looks a lot better. And if it wasn't obvious, I got an A rank. So I had to redo the level after watching that cutscene. It's a nightmare to edit, but it looks better when it's put together, apart from a random change in the music and the A going to an S. Right, our final special stage. This one could be tricky just because of how fast you're moving and everything suddenly comes towards you at a split second. Which is still better than when the bombs are coming around a bend like in Sonic 2. Yeah, it gets a little bit hectic towards the end. In fact, I was right underneath the Chaos Emerald when I hit the bombs this time round, because they just come out so suddenly with how fast you're moving. That was really annoying. It was right there. I was right underneath it. So let's keep going. So now you're going super fast, so it's really hard to time where the bombs are going to be when they suddenly show up. Are all these boost pads necessary? Sonic the Hedgehog 4 in a nutshell. Also made by Dimps. Yeah, those bombs right there. They're very easy to run into when you don't know that they're coming. Sonic Advance in a nutshell. Just run into something without you knowing it's there. Now we're going into more familiar Dimps territory, aren't we? Which is, funnily enough, the levels that focus... You find them all on the levels on the games made by Dimps. Are Dimps still a thing? Because they haven't made a Sonic game since Lost World, have they? Because they weren't in charge. They didn't do anything with Sonic Boom, the handheld games. We haven't had a handheld since, you know. We have the Switch now. We don't need a 3DS version of anything. So are Dimps still a thing? Do they still make any Sonic games? Anyway, second place, not in Crisis City or Soliana, but instead Tropical Resort. We're now racing against Silver. He doesn't run as fast as you, but he can teleport. Makes you wonder why you can't just teleport to the end of the level. Makes you wonder why that wasn't the teleport dash of Sonic 06 instead of that tiny little thing that makes you dart forward about the same length as Silver's height. The bit you gotta watch out for, of course, is Silver will try and throw crates at you. He also has the ability to make crates teleport. So you have got to watch out. I would recommend let go of the boost, jump, and then air boost. That would be my recommendation. Hold on to your rings here. If you can get a time bonus that's high enough for the S rank, it's really hard to do. I only got this S rank thanks to my ring bonus. It gets a bit crazy towards the end. You know, Silver, all you probably have to do is just teleport in front of me. And that'll be it. Just teleport to the end. Zoom through the sky like you do in Sonic 06. At the beginning, that we can then never do. Which sums up a lot of things in Sonic 06. You're watching the cutscene, but you can never actually do it yourself. Actually, that sums up a lot of games. That's not exclusive to Sonic 06 or even Sonic. Right, so in the console version, Sonic Heroes was in the Dreamcast era, but for some reason our modern boss fight is from Sonic Heroes. And it's the Egg Emperor looking... I don't know. It looks both shinier and less shiny at the same time. I don't know how you do that. But what we don't have is Eggman constantly shouting, "Take this! Take this!" Which I miss, actually. It's a part of the Egg Emperor. And we don't... Eggman has his repetitive quote on the console version. He keeps saying, "Time for a change of pace." You know, couldn't they have added that in at least? Because even the original Egg Dragoon would keep on going, "You little..." They don't have that on Generations, but we still got time for a change of pace. I used to struggle, and then I noticed that Eggman's attacks are telegraphed. You can tell if he's going to attack downwards or upwards. Yeah, very easy. I don't know how I was missing that for so long. But when he goes into the centre bit, just attack the cannons. Avoid the cannons attacking you, which for some reason don't destroy each other. Attack him once more. And now this is where he starts going berserk. It isn't too dissimilar to Sonic Heroes. Obviously, it's just you. You're not with you don't have the team-up mechanic. But yeah, he starts going a bit crazy. Goes on for a while, but then when he eventually stops, he'll charge at you again. Nowhere near as deadly or as accurate as that unavoidable charge he does in Heroes. And that's it. Defeated? Impossible! No! There we go, it's actually pretty easy. Look at that score. I can't believe this. I was supposed to beat you this time. I'm sorry. I didn't get that memo. I beat you every time. Maybe you don't know this yet. But seriously, we beat this guy every time. It's like it's our job or something. What's Eggman even doing here? I thought you said he'd been kidnapped by that weird thing that sent us all to this place. Whoa! I don't know what that was either. See? He was kidnapped. This is getting stranger all the time. And there we go, we now have access to the final boss, which we will be doing next time. So, next time we're going to be facing off against the Time Eater. So I will see you guys then.